So what if slowing down and doing less was the key to actually moving faster and achieving more? That was the question I started asking myself while reading The Ruthless, Elimination of Hurry, a book by John Mark Comer. When I actually kind of stopped to think about it, I realized, I've been stuck in my, endeavors as a wannabe entrepreneur. And not only have I been stuck, I've been stressed. I've been analysis by paralysis type of stress. I'm not going to do anything because everything I'm going to do is just going to suck. It's going to fail. It's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be on brand enough, kind of stress. And honestly, reading that book has been really convicting because it's man, maybe I should just slow down. I am 21. Tell me why I already feel like I'm supposed to be somebody and I'm not yet. In today's culture, we see so many 16-year-old, successful people, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, everyone is blowing up and they're blowing up sooner and they're finding their business faster. They're finding a market, finding a niche, finding a platform out the womb basically. And me, I feel like I just can't keep up. I literally feel like I've been motivating myself off of anxiety. I've been running on that drug. And because of that, I've just been constantly moving at breakneck speed and just putting myself through the mud. And I'm kind of punishing myself for not having, honestly, the luck or the opportunity or the awareness that they had. I kind of want to talk about 5 reasons why I think, at least 5 reasons why I know I should slow down. That these 5 reasons will help you see why you probably should slow down too. So number 1 is just that slowing down is way more sustainable, right? You could actually go the distance. We're so conditioned to care about speed. We're so conditioned to, getting to the finish line first. Before, honestly, for the last couple of years of my life, I've been functioning off of 6 hours of sleep or less. I've grown to think that sleep is, a waste of time, as my best friend loves to say. But I also don't think it's wise for me to just feel like mud every day, and to be unable to give my best every day, compounding my fatigue day after day after day after day, and eventually I'm just gonna crash. And ultimately, I don't want just, a month of prosperity. I don't want a year of prosperity. I want a lifestyle. I've also been trying to leave more margin in my schedule. I'm someone who loves to plan out every detail of my day. When something falls into place, and it inevitably does, it ruins my entire day. I need to have much more margin for error, margin for a break in my day. I need to actually give myself time to rest, because what happens is my body then desires it and it leads me to procrastinate. Procrastination is never healthy. Breaks are. Procrastination is unplanned breaks. Breaks are actually planned breaks that are actually meant to rejuvenate you, and the brain does scientifically need breaks, but procrastination should not be the substitute. I know that's something that I turn to a lot, whether it's social media scrolling. I've been playing chess a lot recently, and honestly, just all that procrastinating honestly just distracts me, and it really just drains my energy when it's supposed to be, giving me energy. I also realize I've been trying to do way too much all at the same time. And it's just why am I trying to manage so many different moving pieces? How many of these actually really matter? And so trying to find ways to make my work more sustainable is one of the reasons I want to slow down, if that makes any sense. Slowing down, also very, very important, allows you to get advice and to ask for help. I am so inclined to just do things myself. I've been proven time and time again how wrong that is. And I've been proven time and time again that whenever I do ask for advice, how incredibly helpful it actually is. I just got to go to Boston last week over my spring break, or maybe a week and a half ago over my spring break, and I got to talk to these 2 incredible dudes, really passionate people in videography and in animation. Just kind of talking to them about their experience was just super eye-opening for me, and really gave me a lot of practical, helpful tips as I'm trying to work on my own career in this space. Finding people to go through life with, finding people to mentor you, to go through battles with, are incredibly important. It's something that I've honestly been neglecting, but when I look back on my life, those are honestly some of the few things that have actually gotten me out of the ruts that I've been in. It has definitely been paying dividends, and I definitely would encourage you to slow down to allow people to help you, because you do in fact need help. Number 3, slowing down really allows you to answer the question as to why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you cannot answer that question, don't get me started. You need to figure out why you're doing what you're doing, because very often you have no idea why you're doing it, or very often that reason isn't good enough to get you through the adversity, through the challenges. And that's one of the reasons you've probably been failing or succumbing to the challenge, is because your why, quite frankly, isn't good enough. Slowing down allows you to be confident in what you're doing, to be secure in the steps that you take. If you don't know why you're doing it, it's going to lead you to overthink. It's going to lead you to take every single challenge that comes at you as, oh, no, this is not going to work. This is like, there's something clearly wrong here. It's like, no, very often you're supposed to face adversity, but when you have a why, it allows you to see past it. It allows you to keep going. Why am I doing this? Like, why am I making this video? Why am I sitting in this room, like, recording this dang thing? Like, what is the purpose behind this? Trust me, there have been so many obstacles that have been getting in the way of me making a video. Like, it's been like a month and a half basically, because one of the reasons is my why has not been there. Why are you posting so that no one can watch this video? If you don't have an answer, and I have found an answer for that, because if you don't, you're not gonna get the work done that you want to do, you know. And so please find your why. If you don't have that, it's over. Number 4 is, this might be a bit cringy, but slowing down actually allows you to, you know, enjoy the process, because it's not about the destination. It's about the way in which you change and you transform over the course of that journey that will actually allow you to get to the place you're trying to go. That we need to trust the process. Not only trust it, we need to embrace the process. And slowing down is the only way to do that, because I can get so fixated on my goals that what it does is it only leads me to feel anxious and stressed when I'm not there yet, when I'm not really taking ownership of it every day, ownership of every week, because ultimately it will be the accumulation of the progress and the stress and the challenges and the learnings and the findings over the course of that week that will allow me to eventually hit the goals that I'm setting for myself. Lastly, and this probably is the most important piece for me, but slowing down really allows me to stay tapped in to the truth. It allows me to stay connected to God. It allows me to find time to pray and to really spend time in scripture. There's this passage in Ecclesiastes 1, and the person speaking, this incredibly intelligent, wealthy person, they are saying that everything is meaningless. It's meaningless. It's all like a mist. It's here one day and it's gone tomorrow. Why are we putting so much stock and so much energy and so much of our life into these things that are fading, into these things that will disappear? And so staying tapped into the truth, spending time to pray, really allows me to not put my identity or to put my purpose into these very temporary and vain things, quite frankly. Too many people lose themselves in pursuit of success. Too many people compromise their values and their convictions. I'm not trying to be like that. Jesus says in Luke 9, what good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet forfeit their very soul? I am not willing to forfeit my soul. And so slowing down allows me to, to keep tabs on how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, what I'm putting my soul into, what I'm putting my heart into, the things that I'm worshiping. Is it YouTube? Is it money? Is it a career? Is it fame? Or am I putting my trust into something that will last and that will go beyond this lifetime? This week I've been fasting. I've been fasting from food during the day, and this junk, quite frankly, it does suck. However, ultimately, I'm doing this as a sense of discipline to really train myself to see that my soul actually needs to be filled way more than my body. Like, it's a weird idea of I'm starving my body in order to feed my soul, because I'm so busy filling myself with all this nonsense, trying to keep myself going, doing all these things to cope with the stress and with the pressure and with the frustrations every day. This week I've been really taking time to read scripture and to meditate on it throughout the day. And so that's also been really, really fruitful, really helpful, really grounding for me, because honestly, it's so easy to get lost. So those are a couple of my experiences. Those are a couple of my reasons as to why I'm trying to slow down and why I think you should slow down too. Listen, I know our slogan is don't wait, but I also mean don't rush, right? We are about intentionality, not anxiety. We are about intensity, not insanity. But nonetheless, thank you again for watching. And as always, don't wait for a hero. Go be one. Peace.